Hello, this short video presentation is on the rule of exponents. This, from what I've gathered talking to some of you, will be a review from, I believe, 8th grade. First of all, before we start, some terminology. A number raised to a power here. This number here is an exponent. I believe you all know that. And this is the base. All right? Do not say, if I give you x to the second power, do not say x2. That is incorrect. It's x squared, or x to the second power, x to the second power. Okay, so let's look at our rules. Rule number 1. Multiplying like bases. Multiplying like bases. All right, if I have x to the second power and x to the third power, that means I have 2 x's multiplied together. I have 3 more x's multiplied together. Altogether, I have 5. X to the 5th. How do I get that? Adding the exponents. X to the a times x to the b equals x to the a plus b. All right, number 2. Dividing like bases. If I have x to the 4th divided by x to the 3rd, that's the same as x times x times x times x divided by x times x times x. If we cancel common factors, we're left with x to the first power. X to the a divided by x to the b equals, well, how did we get x to the first power? 4 minus 3. X to the a minus b. All right, next rule. A base raised to the 0 power. Any number raised to the 0 power equals 1. Any number. Now let's think about this. If I had x squared divided by x squared, our rule says when we divide like bases, we subtract the exponents, so that's x to the 0 power. But also we know that x squared divided by x squared, if you have the same number in the numerator and the denominator, your result is going to be 0. Okay? So, I'm sorry, is going to be 1. Your result is going to be 1. So x to the 0 power must equal 1. All right. Rule number 4. What happens when our exponent is negative? If we have a base raised to a negative power. Okay, lost negative power. If I have x to the second power divided by x to the fifth power. The rule says when we divide like bases, we subtract the exponents. 2 minus 5, x to the negative 3. Well, let's look at this. X squared divided by x to the fifth equals x times x in the numerator, x times x times x times x, 3, 4, 5. Cancel our common factors. It equals 1 over x to the third power. Therefore, x to a negative exponent is equal to 1 over x to the positive exponent. And 1 over x to a negative power is just equal to x to the absolute value of that power. All right? Very simple. Let's look at an example. All right, here we have 2x squared times 3x to the negative sixth. First of all, 2 and 3, we can multiply these together, and we get 6. X to the second and x to the negative sixth, we're multiplying like bases, we add the exponents. In your work, you will always be told, do not leave answers with negative exponents. We always want positive exponents. So this is equal to 6 over x to the fourth. We multiply the integers separately, we multiply the like bases, and then we make the exponents positive by moving the numbers. All right, our last rule, raising a power to a power. So if I have x squared raised to the third power, that means x squared times x squared times x squared. Our very first rule said when we multiply like bases, we add the exponents, x to the sixth power. How do I get x to the sixth power? 2 times 3. So x to the a raised to the b power equals x to the ab. All right, let's look at an example with this. 2x squared y cubed raised to the third power is 2 to the third x to the sixth y to the ninth. 3 times 3 is 9, 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 2 times 2, 2 to the third, 8, x to the sixth, y to the ninth. All right, we're going to look at one more example. All right, actually we're going to have one more example after this. We're going to have negative 3, this must be in parentheses, raised to the negative third power, x to the positive 6, negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6, y to the negative 12th. Now the rule says if we have a negative exponent, we have to make it positive. So we have x to the 6th over negative 3 raised to the positive third power, y to the 12th. Now negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 is negative 27. I either put my negative out front or I put it up top, and we have y to the 12th. Okay? Last example. All right. Now, this example looks kind of a mess, but it's really very simple. First thing you do is look at your signs. Negative times negative is positive, divided by negative is negative. So my final result is going to be negative. Then I have 3 times 2 is 6 over 4. And then looking just at the numerator, I have 1x, x to the first, x to the negative fourth is x to the negative 3, and x to the negative 4 makes it a grand total of x to the negative 6. Y to the negative 2, y to the third is y to the first, over x to the third, y to the second. What I did here is just cleaned up the numerator, cleaned up the denominator. Now, I'm going to reduce my fraction. I ran out of space here. So I have negative 3 over 2. Negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9. 1 minus 2 is negative 2. And then I move those down. 3 over 2, x to the ninth, y to the second. This should be a y. Y to the second. And that's it. We're done. Have a great day. Sorry this was kind of long, but there was a lot of information. All right, talk to you later.